everybody, it's Pinkninjacat here again, doing SCP Reading. I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to follow along, there will be a link in the description. Here we go. Item number SCP-734. Object Class Keter. Description: SCP-734 appears to be a male human infant between 7 and 8 months of age. 734 shows normal development and health for a child of his age and genetic background. No abnormal genetic mutations, infections, or rare cellular disorders have been found during any test, and no origin, point, or cause has been found for the effect 734 has on human tissue. Any human tissue making contact with SCP-734 will begin to rapidly break down and flake away. This effect is most often triggered by skin-to-skin contact, but any living SCP-734 cell can cause the effect. This flaking will begin at the point of contact 2 hours after exposure to 734, and the spread at the rate of 0.5 millimeters a minute. The means by which the flaking occurs is unknown, as no form of viral, bacterial, or chemical agents are passed by 734 to the subject. Cells begin to lose physical cohesion, and small patches of tissue begin to peel away in flakes. The flaking begins in the tissue layer of contact, most often the epidermis, and will attack that layer exclusively for 5 hours. After 5 hours, the effect will begin on the next layer and continue in this manner until all tissue layers are affected. This process is extremely painful and becomes progressively more debilitating as nerve tissue, blood vessels, mucous tissue, and skeletal structures are exposed and eaten away by the effect. No treatment or procedures short of amputation of the affected area have shown any success in halting the progression, with amputation having a success rate of 72%. Due to the non-infectious nature of this effect and its low survivability rate, blood drawn from 734 has a very high strategic value. An arterial catheter has been installed to provide a constant supply of blood samples, which are currently being stockpiled and researched for possible application in Foundation activities, both covert and military. 734 itself has shown above average intelligence and physical aptitude, and proposals to train and contain 734 to become a Foundation operative once it matures are under review. 734 was covered at blanked out medical hospital after reports of a massive outbreak of unknown form of flesh-eating bacteria in the maternity ward. Foundation operatives quarantined the area and found several nurses, 4 doctors, and 1 infant affected by 734. 734 was isolated and contained after interviews with staff. The mother of 734 was not found, and no records of her discharge from the hospital were found. It is assumed that she was affected by 734 during birth and died from the effect. How she was able to carry 734 to term remains unknown. Special containment procedures. Any staff entering the containment area must be in contained atmosphere hazmat suits. No physical contact is to be made with 734. Anyone making physical contact with 734 is to be immediately removed from the containment area and placed in quarantine for observation. Any items exiting the testing area must be sterilized before being allowed to exit the containment area. Blood is to be drawn via arterial catheter once a day. The amount to be determined and re-evaluated monthly. Catheter is to be cleaned and maintained 3 times daily. Blood drawn is to be immediately sealed and the container sterilized before cryogenic storage. Blood may be stored for 5 years, after which it is to be incinerated. Requests to use drawn blood must be submitted to Overwatch. 734 must have a handler standing by at all times of full hazmat gear, who is to be rotated every 4 hours. Interactions with 734 is allowed only when in full hazmat equipment. 734 is to be changed and fed as needed, with nutritional requirements reviewed and adjusted monthly. 734 may be given toys with clearance from Overwatch. Memo to handler staff. This should not be necessary. A reminder will, however, be issued to all staff working with 734 that full face masks are mandatory part of the hazmat equipment needed for working with 734 and may not be removed at any time while on duty. 374 may be a baby, but is still capable of causing a degenerating tissue disorder in anyone coming in contact with living 734 cells. This includes mucus. Agent blanked out, removed her face mask, stating, "He's just a baby. I'm holding his hands. It'll be fine." 734 then sneezed on Agent blanked out's face, causing flaking to initiate from 26 points on her face and neck. Thank you for listening to this read. If you liked, leave a comment, and there are more on my channel. I also do Let's Plays, so I hope I see you in the future. Goodbye.